Hey everybody, and welcome to the I Am One YouTube channel. My name is Jacqueline Kadiming, also known as Jackie, and welcome to the series on a sun sign. And if you're not subscribed, please do the right thing. And if you are a returning subscriber, that's what's up, gang gang. So as always, we're gonna start with sun sign in Aries, because Aries, they always come first. They are the first sun sign, zodiac sign, or star sign, which is the same thing, and they rule over the first house. So you the one, hey, you know. So without wasting time, let's get into it. Intro. Okay, so people under the Aries sun are ruled by planet Mars, which is the planet of aggression, passion, action, war, and sexual drive. So Aries people are known to be very generous, although they can also have like selfish traits. I think the selfish traits come from the fact that they have a lot of masculine energy. You know, we have masculine and feminine energies within us, whether you are male or female. And then Aries people are known to be loyal, and they do not like to be deceived. Like, they don't like deception, you know, because as much as you're a social person, you're not a person that has a lot of friends. You rather have a lot of more acquaintances than friends. And the people that you regard as friends, or people that you regard as close to you, you tend to be very trusting towards them, and you do not appreciate any kind of deception or somebody playing with your trust or anything like that. Aries people are very attractive because of the sexual energies that Mars has, and I've never met an Aries that was not sexually appealing or attractive or even not good looking. Like, Aries people have a certain presence, and you have a certain aura about you that is very attractive. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so one of the characteristics of Mars is aggression. So you can tend to be a very violent person because you are storing a lot of anger within you, right? So the violence also can come from you being ruled by the planet of war. And when it comes to war, I realize that Aries people love arguments. Like, they love starting arguments. And an Aries person, if you're sitting at a table, an Aries person can make a remark about something that will trigger you to start like an argument. And I've realized that with my Aries friends, that sometimes we turn to be arguing about the same thing. Like, we both making the same point, but for some reason there has to be an argument with an Aries. And I think it's because of all of that action, and you feel alive when you're arguing. You feel alive when there's like war, when you know somebody is challenging you, because you also love challenging people. Like, Aries people love challenging people, and if you're not aware of that, you can turn to just be fighting with them, you know, unlike just letting them be, you know. Okay, so now we're gonna move into the development of the star signs. So the development of the star signs is just basically, in astrology we have 12 zodiac signs. So Aries will fall under the babies of the fire signs, because in the 12 zodiac signs we have the child, we have the teenager, we have the adult. So Aries is going to fall under the babies of the zodiac signs because they are in the first 4 of the babies of the zodiac signs, and Aries is the first star sign. I hope there was not a lot of information, but this basically means that you're going to have a lot of characteristics of a baby. So to understand an Aries, we need to understand the characteristics of a baby. So a baby has pure emotions. So Aries people are not one to pretend. Like, you cannot pretend, especially when it comes to laughing. Like, you cannot laugh like, hey, that is not you. You'd rather just keep a straight face and just make sure that people know that the joke was not funny. You have a lot of extreme excitement for new things. Like, you love experiences. Like, You are an adventurous person. You know, a baby is always looking to explore. So you are a person that loves exploring your environment, finding out how this thing works, how this one don't work. You know, like a baby just always be trying to find out, and you're a person that you do not mind finding out. Like you love experimenting, you know, and that is in your nature to experiment, because you are at the first stage of the development, which is finding out what's happening. A baby also likes movement, so you're a person that, like I said, like you like finding out about things, like trying out new things. So when you get into a relationship, you want somebody that can keep up with you. Like you don't want somebody that's gonna try to hold you down, because a baby does not want to be in the same place for a long time. Like you just want to explore your environment, you know, and feel your environment, and probably taste your environment. So a person that is very adventurous, and you look for somebody that can keep up with you. So babies are also impulsive and prone to selfishness, you know, because like a baby does not really care. Like I see babies as narcissists, although it's not like a great word to use for like babies, but I feel like babies are narcissists because they don't really care if you're tired. When they want food, they want food. If they feel like crying, they don't care if you haven't slept the whole night. Like they just, it's all about them. If you go to an event with a baby and the baby decides that they don't want to be in that environment anymore, you have to leave. Like you have to take everything you have and bounce, because that is a baby's energy, like, and that is Aries energy. So you're a very optimistic person. Babies are optimistic. Like if a baby falls, they get up and try again. Like a baby will be like, oh, I'll never walk again. No, a baby will keep crawling until they can walk, until they can run. Like you are a person that you are ruled by movement, and that's basically also your characteristics or of your personality. You are an impatient person. Like babies are impatient. Babies want, if they want something, they want now. If they want food, they want it now, or else they'll throw a tantrum and we all have to like, oh, you know. So that is part of an Aries personality. Like you are impatient. Like when you want something done, you want it done now. Like you are not a person that will plan for tomorrow. Like you're always in the present moment. Like everything that you want done, you want it now. If you want something, you want it now, and tomorrow will worry about itself. So Aries people love being cared for. They love feeling love, you know, like every other baby in the world. So like Aries people really appreciate people that can make them feel cared for and loved, because they already feel like they're the center of the universe. So if if somebody can make them feel like the center of the universe, then they love you. And because you have a lot of childlike energy, this also comes in your presence. Like you have childlike energy, like literally, like you prefer being around people younger than you because it makes you feel alive. Like you just want to feel alive no matter how old you are. You always want to feel alive, and you have childlike features, you know, like you can be adorable, you know, like, and a lot of Aries people can turn to use like their innocent like energy and eyes and appearance to deceive people, because why not? I mean, they already look innocent, so you wouldn't think that they did not do what you thought they did, but they did. And when it comes to you hanging out with people that are younger, you love like being adored and cherished, and people who are younger feel like you are wise, and they just adore you, and you like being adored. That's one of the reasons you like chilling with younger people, you know, like you just like that attention. You are a very blunt person, and you have a great sense of humor, you know. That's why a lot of people like being around you, because although some people might not receive that sense of humor as like something that is funny, because you tend to also laugh at things that normally people wouldn't laugh at. Like would be in a serious situation and you would laugh at something that is like really serious. I also have that tendency, you know. I think it's the Mars energy, but you tend to laugh at things that are not funny, like because of your sense of humor, and you tend to be really blunt, and you will probably notice something about someone and point it out, and also that will start an argument, but you like that shit, so I guess it's okay. Okay, and the last but not least characteristic of a baby is that Aries people don't like being told what to do. Babies don't like being told what to do. Like, immediately when you say sit, it's like you telling them to stand up. They will do what they want to do when they want to do it. Like, don't try to make an Aries person do anything. Like, if you want them to stand up, rather tell them to sit. Then they'll stand up. They will do the opposite of what you say. For Aries, you're a cardinal sign. So we have cardinal signs, we have fixed signs, and we have mutable signs. So cardinal sign just basically means that you're an initiator of projects, and fixed signs are the ones that carry it out, and then we have mutable signs that end the project. So being a cardinal sign basically means that you can initiate projects, and that makes you very excited. Like, you are excitable when it comes to like taking on new projects and adventures and experiences and tasks. Like, you are a person that your boss can trust you to start a project. But the disadvantage with being a cardinal sign is that you do not necessarily like see things through. So I would suggest that you work on it, or you can try to like work with somebody that is more of a fixed sign and mutable signs, you know, so that you can see a project that you start all the way to the finish, because you need to, you know what I mean. Cardinal signs also means that you are a born leader. So Aries people might find it very hard to work under someone, like taking authority from other people, because you naturally have a lot of authority. And this also means that you might have a difficult problem holding down a job, because you get easily bored, number one, and number two, you do not like taking authority from other people. So I would suggest that you stay at a job just for a while, and until you get enough capital to start your own thing, so that you can be your own boss and be the leader that you were born to be. You are very excitable. Like, you're a person that is good at networking. Like, you're a person that, like, you're a very social person. Like, people feel good being around you. So when it comes to like networking and working with other people and just being yourself, which is the born leader, like I said, it comes naturally to you. So cardinal signs tend to be bossy, you know, like an Aries person doesn't like being told what to do, but they don't mind telling people what to do. Like, they are the boss, they are the leader, so they can, you know, distribute tasks. You do this, you do that, you do this, you do that, and I think they have fun with it also, you know. Yeah, it's like fun, you know what I mean. Every star sign rules over a specific body part, and Aries, you rule over the head, which makes you the head of the house, which makes you the leader. And most of the things that I have mentioned are around the fact that you are a born leader and you come first, because that is basically how God designed you, in such a way that you realize that that is who you are, and that is how you should express yourself in the world. So because you rule over the head, you can turn to experience a lot of headaches, you can experience a lot of migraines, and Aries people also can experience a lot of depression and anxiety, mental illness, because you tend to believe that because you are a leader, you cannot show weaknesses. Like, you always have to show your strengths, and suppressing your weaknesses, those emotions of weaknesses, are the ones that make you have headaches, migraines, and depression and anxiety. And because you rule over the solar plexus chakra, which is a chakra of willpower and confidence, you can turn to, if there is an imbalance in the chakra, you can turn to have a lot of stomach aches, you can have like problems with the kidneys or the intestines, because that energy is not stored. I mean, it's not balanced. So one thing I realized is that negative emotions are not bad. Like fear, if you're storing a lot of fear, it is not bad. You know, like it is a negative emotion, it is dark, and it just needs you to shed light on it and acknowledge that it is there and let it go, instead of like trying to hide it and suppress it. You know, because you tend to also hide a lot of insecurities, and insecurities are just there for you to embrace them and, you know, like be proud of them, instead of like trying to always be perfect in the people's eyes. And I realized that with Aries, you can like, you know, suppress your emotions in such a way that somebody has to try to find out what is wrong with you, because you always try to seem bold and confident. So it is always wise that even if you're not going to be expressing yourself to everyone, you can find someone, because I believe that we all need someone that we can confide in, whether it's a therapist or a friend, so that we can express, because emotions can be expressed through talking or through art or through exercise and action and all of that. You know, just understanding who you are. You're an action orientated person, so even if it's just like going to like a boxing club and expressing all of that energy, all of that fire energy that is stored like that, it is perfectly fine. Like there's nothing wrong with that, you know. So Aries people, you rule over the first house, and the first house, it is known as the house of the ego. So it is more of I am. Everything is about you. You are a self-centered person, and I feel like being self-centered could have the positives and the negatives. The positives being that most people tend to give a lot and not give themselves anything. So being self-centered also means that you are able to fill your own cup. But obviously the negatives is that we are social beings, and you need to also understand that you need to also cater for other people as much as you cater for yourself. Like understand that it is all about you, but it is all about everybody else. And the ego also could turn to be more of a me, and that me, like it always raises concern for me when it comes to relationships, although like I'm not entirely fully concerned, because you are in the first house and the opposite of you is Libra, which is in the 7th house, and it is the house of partnership. So you might have relationship problems because you tend to be more self-centered, but because of the Libra energies, you can, you know, be able to compromise and let the other person be happy, or make the other person happy, you know. And one thing I always tell my Aries friends is that you can make the other person for yourself, you know. Like if the other person is happy, you can also be happy. Like happy wife, happy life, you know what I mean? And I feel like that also applies a lot to an Aries person, you know. Just make that person happy for yourself, you know, because in the day it's about you. And going back to you being ruled by movement, you turn to like adventure. So you do not want somebody that holds you down or tries to trap you or all of that. Like you're a person that wants to always be moving. Like if you feel like you are not happy in a relationship, you are more than welcome to move from one relationship to another. Like you are not a person that will commit to something that makes you unhappy, unless you're like married, and yeah, you can't really do anything about it if you feel like you can't. But apart from that, you are, like I said, a very self-absorbed person. So you're not into gossip. Like you do not like gossiping. You'd rather talk about yourself, or you know, make everything about you than like take all of your energy and just put it everywhere, you know, like except for yourself. You believe that you always come first, and that is true, and that makes you very competitive. Like you're a very competitive person. Like when it comes to competition, you have to be the first one. You have to be number one. Everybody else could be number two, number three, number what, but you have to be number one. So Aries is a fire sign. So fire sign just basically means that you are the life of the party. The party. You know what I mean? Like Aries means that you are very courageous. You're very bold. You are like confident. Like fire sparks everything. Fire adds flavor. Like most of the food that we eat needs fire. Like you cook that shit and it tastes amazing. It tastes, oh, it's heaven, you know. So you are the hype man that we all need, because all of that energy and all of that confidence, you know how to give it to us. Like you don't just hold it down for yourself. Like you make sure that we feel good, because when we feel good, we make you feel good, and when you feel good, you make everybody feel good. Like it's all about feel good. Like you have a great energy around you. You are very enthusiastic, and you're a person also that likes getting straight to the point. Like you do not like people that beat around the bush. Like why are you beating around the bush? Like get straight to the point. You don't like a person that holds this, leaves that, you know, like just all over the place. Nah, anybody got time for that. You like a person that gets straight to the point. Like fire is not just like, you know, fire is like woo. But also you can be very short-tempered, because that's fire. Like fire can literally burn down everything. And that's one thing I've realized, is that if as a fire sign, if you do not learn to contain yourself, you know, you can burn everything up. Like you can burn shit up. Like you can destroy your whole life with just one, you know. So learning how to contain yourself could be very significant and very like it could really help you a lot. So one way to center your energy is through meditation. So there's different types of meditations. One that I would suggest for a fire sign is like just finding somewhere quiet and just take a candle and light it and just focus on the fire, you know, because I feel like you feel more connected to the fire, and just watch it move and watch your thoughts and your emotions. You know, you can do it from 5 minutes to 10 minutes to however long you feel like you need to watch it or to do it. And then the other one would be breath work, you know, just, you know, taking breath work, because the meditation with breath work actually works for everyone, and I think that also would be beneficial. And another one would be like walking under the sun or sunbasking, you know, just to absorb all of that heat and, you know, like get all of that vitamin D, you know what I mean. And yeah, and there's other types of meditations here on YouTube that you can try to like get into. But if you're not into meditation, fire also expresses itself through art and physical action. So in terms of art, you can write down your emotions or thoughts, or write music, or do poetry. You can also try painting and anything that can be expressed through art, like any types of art. And physical action, I'll suggest like yoga, exercising, or boxing, or even karate, you know, because of all that passion and aggression and all of that. Like that could be a lot to handle sometimes, you know. So instead of like being aggressive towards other people, like you can, you know, take out that aggression somewhere else, because there's nothing wrong with that. That is who you are, and you should be able to express it. And I feel like in the world today, there's a lot of activities that we can use to express ourselves. And one thing that you should always be aware of is that fire needs to always be contained, you know. If fire is not contained, then it can destroy everything. So don't find yourself destroying your life just because you cannot center yourself. And centering yourself also helps with understanding who you are as a person, so that you are not more of a reactor but a creator. So yeah, you know, you need to know your negatives and your positives, and know how you can use all of that to create the reality that you want. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you do not know your natal chart, I asking you to find that out, and I'll leave a link in the description. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the other videos. Peace and love, and namaste.